Welcome back, everyone. Going to the second half here of Eel Drop Frames. Goth, you got food in your mouth, so I'm going to ask you about your dog.
Mm-hmm.
What I should have done this in the first half. You got a new dog. Tell me all about it.
Okay, so my wife wanted to get an English Mastiff.
This is, I think, from earlier today.
He's an English Mastiff, so he's going to be
gigantic, enormous.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to, if you Google full grown male English Mastiffs, it goes from, it
you
gets
get a photo
scary.
of B or stripping.
It's extremely large. So my wife told me months ago that she wanted to get an English Mastiff, and I said, I absolutely do not want an English Mastiff. So she named him Remy after the main character of Ratatouille, so she could call him Little Chef, which is adorable.
Okay.
That is Remy, dude. Yep.
Yeah.
He's gonna be very large.
How old is he here?
I think this is only like 3 months.
Jesus.
This is today. Yeah, he's only like 3 months old, I think.
That dog is gonna be huge. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's gonna be a monster.
Yeah. You're fine with it now, though. You're glad you got it.
Well, oh yeah, I love him. He likes me better than everybody else. I love dogs, but it's like I didn't want more responsibility. You understand this? And I was like, when I was talking to Sam about it, I was like, I don't want to take care of another dog financially or like time wise, but here we are, and when it came down to it, my wife was like, all right, he's coming tomorrow. I was like, oh, this was fast. A real conversation. Yeah. So
welcome
I
to
knew
marriage.
She was serious. Yeah, but I just want to act like she wasn't. I would rather be mad at her than her be mad at me any day of the week, because I don't know, like I'd get over it easier and I won't bring it up for the next 10 years, and now I have a one thing if I want a thing, that like I get, not true. That like if I get told, not like I don't ask for anything ridiculous, but
yeah.
Now I have a thing. I have ammo, and that's fine.
That's true.
I have 250-pound ammo.
Yeah. You got a horse. Or a horse. Maybe the horse is next. Is the horse next, Code? Nah. Is that how this goes? Is that the process?
Good luck.
Great.
Whip out your coupon like, no, we are playing laser tag tonight.
That's how it's
man. Yeah, we actually went and played a laser tag date. It was years ago, but
in the pre-COVID times,
she got destroyed. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, I took laser tag very seriously, and I mean, she couldn't move, man. I'm just that good.
Yeah.
Laser tag champion. Yeah.
There you go. Now we all know. Let's talk about TwitchCon EU. I think they just shut the doors about an hour ago on the event. I think it's going to shut down. They had their keynote yesterday. I didn't watch it because it was at 6 a.m. my time. I caught the highlights. At least I saw Ko's tweet, and that was about it. Did they announce anything else yesterday apart from pinned messages in their keynote? Like, was there anything other than that?
There was. I don't remember what it was exactly, but there was.
Who did the keynote?
Mary Kish. Mary Kish, I think, was the showrunner.
Oh, was her? Oh, okay.
She is a peach. She is great. That was. I heard it went really well. I saw a lot of very
tweets
good
and pictures and stuff, but I didn't know she was actually the one that did the keynote speech.
Yeah, Mary was the host. I'm going through their tweets. It looks like Mary was the host. They had Emmett come out. They had a couple like product managers come out and talk. But Emmett did most of the announcing. It looks like they, in their tweet thread, they talked about Guest Star, which is that program we talked about last week where you can like just have people, you can do this show, but through the Twitch dashboard, and everyone can be streaming at the same time. They have a minimum. It says Twitch has a current minimum requirement of $100 to be eligible for payout. They announced that threshold is now $50 globally.
Good.
And then
did they announce that that their goal was like eventually for your payout to be at the end of that stream?
There was
I saw a note about that.
There was an interview where there's an Amazon system that's something similar, and they said like the line was akin to, in a perfect world, a streamer would end their stream and have access to the money they made that stream. Wow. It was by no means an announcement, but it was more of a like, if it was our option, we would like it to be this way.
Okay.
But yeah, there was an erroneous thing going around Twitter where people were like, "Oh, this is happening." It's like, no, they said they like it to be there one day.
So
maybe.
Goth, the way you talked about it, does that already exist on like the Amazon streaming service, or is that what you were referencing, or no? In terms of the payment being done when the stream is done.
Oh no, that was just the
that was just
the
quote that,
yeah, that was just them talking about it. That'd be cool. I mean, what is it now? Net 30?
It's pretty quick.
45?
Yeah, net 45, I think is
net 15. I don't know.
Yeah,
is it?
Amazon proper, I think, has a different. They have a system which I'm not familiar with because I don't use it, but I think it's much faster payment. But I'm not sure exactly what systems it is attached to on Amazon.
Yeah, net 15 is what I'm seeing in my chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
back in the day,
Amazon
it was 45.
Yes, but it's not the same as Twitch.
I was a random tangent. I watched some Amazon streaming on Prime Day. That shit's fucking wild. That is you go to amazon.com/live, and it just takes you to their platform, and it's basically,
I'm gonna do that right now.
It's QVC for Amazon. It's just a bunch of people talking about some product that's on sale, and everyone has a referral code if you buy it through their stream.
Oh, I see.
And so on Prime Day, they were promoting those streams everywhere to try to get people to buy Prime Day product. It was wild. I'd never seen any of that before.
Yeah.
I showed for them
either
last
of these
year,
purses this girl is holding. I'm not into that. I don't want that.
Yeah, they used to Zeke. They used to use Twitch streamers for that, and I think they still did some Prime Day activations. I think like Nick had he did NMPLOL did like a Nerf gun fight for Prime Day. But now they're all about, they don't have to go to Twitch anymore. They just use their own streaming service, which I think is part of them like utilizing the technology that Twitch has, which is, I think anyone can do that now. If you go through Amazon, you can build your own streaming platform through them essentially. But that website is wild. It's QVC for Amazon.
It really is, man. Wow.
Yeah. It's really interesting. What else was there? Let's talk about the pin stuff, Co. What the pin chat messages? You know all about it because I saw your tweet. Tell the people about it.
I know what I tweeted. I saw the screenshot and was immediately excited. So when they did announcements a few months ago, announcements are basically just highlighted messages on demand from mods. Is the short for that. But announcements were framed initially to where people thought that they were actually like top announcements for the top. So me and many people got pretty excited, but then when we saw it, they were like, we're kind of like, this is okay. This is not what we were wanting. We really wanted basically like a pinned message system. So they're basically taking that system and making a pinned message system, which is fantastic because this is something that's going to be useful in a whole lot of ways for a whole lot of different reasons. And it's going to be, if our bot can tie into it, that's going to open a door. If we can do like different, if we can actually have it on for different amounts of time, that's going to be big. If it actually works on mobile, that's going to be huge. So there's lots of really, really great things that we can do with pinned messages that hopefully, if implemented properly, we can really take advantage of and hopefully cut down on a lot of kind of common Twitch chat issues that we've had for pretty much the entire last decade.
Yeah. Did they say when? Because to be honest, all I saw, and this is maybe a fault of Twitch, the only reason I knew about this is from your tweet, Co. Had you not have tweeted this, I would have never known that this was announced. They don't have like a blog post up or anything discussing everything that was in the keynote, which I think is an issue.
Looking, I can't find anything.
Yeah, that's like maybe prep some of that before and then just push live on it. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But yeah, I could pull up the image that you tweeted, I guess, for reference sake. Just so people can see. This might not be finalized, but this is what it'll most likely look like in terms of the pin message.
I mean, it's a solid feature.
Yeah.
Be nice. It's are people actually going to read the pin message, but
yeah.
Well, I might read
what we can do is
force me to close it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you do have to interact with it to make it go away. Yep.
Well, I read somewhere that you could have 3 pinned messages. Was that was that the narrative they were pushing yesterday, Co, or no?
For what?
Was it 3 pinned messages or only one at a time?
I think it's only one. I haven't heard anything about multiple. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Will you be able to pin an offline message, or will it? I would imagine you'd be able to.
Yeah, I guess chat's always there.
I would assume so.
Yeah, so the chat's always there.
Yeah.
You know what I'd like right
That's,
there?
That's really useful.
If I don't know how I'm sure some wizards like Barry or whoever might be able to figure out. Like, I would love to have song titles, like the songs that I'm playing.
You could do that with a bot easily.
Yeah, you could do that with a bot. Easy to change
that,
the pin message.
in the pin messages. That'd be great.
Yeah.
You could pin up ad stuff, so you don't have to have the channel constantly being spammed. You can pin up announcements, or if you like release new videos or new commands, new highlights. You could pin up lobby codes if you're playing with your community and they could join on that.
Yep,
you could pin up like rule stuff. You could pin, there's so many things that you could use pin messages for.
Oh, and for anyone wondering, don't worry. If and when it gets implemented, I'm sure that BTTV and FFZ and all the other 7-Ups will have a little turn it off. Don't want to see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, making any Twitch connected new thing being able to be turned off is big.
Yeah.
So I loaded up Zach Busey's Twitter because that seems to be the best resource on all this. He's got Twitch will introduce the ability to pin /favorite 3 channels on their channel sidebar. So I guess this is like an echelon above followed channels. There's favorite channels. He's got the pin chat. They're updating the raid functionality to give you better control over who can raid you. Limits include requiring baseline viewership or account age. Further limits include partners, affiliates, subscribers, channels you follow, auto host list, and teammates. That's all great. That looks to be about it. We had a staff member in my chat. There was some shared ban information, which I did not see. There's some stuff about ads, which I did not see.
That ban thing is going to be great. I hope that's in soon.
Yeah.
What's the ban information thing?
Basically, you will be able to. I don't know how they're going to implement it, but from the looks of it, you'll be able to see if somebody is banned in another channel that you may follow or maybe add to a list.
Sick! Yeah. So you can ban lists. So you can be like, "Hey, this is who we hate," and they're like, "Yeah."
So we'll sort it the hope. The hope is that we'll be able to mount we know that there's going to be a little icon next to their name, like banned in another channel, and then the hope is we'll be able to. Yes, but the only way we can see it. The hope is that we'll be able to mouse over it and see what that person said before he got banned. So it's then we can decide if we want to ban it in our channel. That's the hope.
They should most make icons, it so if someone gets banned in multiple channels in a small amount of time, they have a site-wide dunce hat. I'm not gonna act up, I swear. I just wanted to ask her to put her elbows together.
All right. In my channel from now on, if I see you've been banned in Co's chat, you get a VIP badge.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yep.
Welcome to the Bad Boys Club.
Yeah, this is where all the smokers hang out, dude. Come on in.
Someone in my chat says they also talked about ads below a stream, so a stream can continue.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
it's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, that would. I wonder how that would actually work. Would it play the audio of both? That might actually be more intrusive if you have 2 audio streams happening. Yeah, but I guess it's better than the stream just stopping so you don't miss anything. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's the thing. We have so little information on how they're actually going to do this, so we'll have to.
Yeah.
Feel it together. Feel it through together.
Yeah. All in I guess I expected after 3 years they would have, and maybe TwitchCon proper will have the big announcements, but I thought that was kind of light for not having TwitchCon for 3 years and pinned messages, which is awesome.
Yeah, but
is the big
TwitchCon
announcement.
That's basically PAX South, right? More or less.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there. Maybe I don't know. I've never been, so I can't really speak to that.
Yeah, I mean, like that's not like their main show, you know. It's like E2 at best. So
yeah.
I think a better way to say it is I think it's their newer show. Yeah. So it's not quite as established. It's not their more established show. That's right.
Yeah.
No, we don't have to.
Well, it's not where they drop all their big info.
That's it. We just hate you. Like if you're from the EU,
you don't stream at 8 a.m., buddy.
Yeah, that's Co's entire audience.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Most of the EU people go to bed by the time I'm done. Yeah,
that's the entire Co demographic. Yeah.
He's just kidding, my friends.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And then they did a bunch of the we're gonna like partner people live on stage. They had Serifin, who got partnered live on air, and
love that.
Katie of Lahurdy Music also got partnered.
Was there a Twitter flood of people going like, "That's fake. They knew," like they did last time? Like,
let's see.
No one can have joy in this world because I don't. So I'm gonna call fake on all that fun, joyful stuff.
I love cynicism, man.
Dude, it's so hilarious.
She had a ton of
I gotta say,
tweets on it, actually.
The amount of times like Twitch will do a tweet or try to help like a non-big streamer, and you see the flood of people telling Twitch that they don't help small streamers enough. That happens every time. And like with this pinned tweet thing, like the amount of responses, even on the tweet that I posted, where it's like, yeah, well, it's cool. It's been like 5 years we've been asking for this. I mean, it's about time. Blah blah. Blah. It's like, that's fine. It could have been here sooner. It's great. But that doesn't mean you have to shit on them when they finally do something right.
Yeah.
Like when something good happens, the last thing you want to do is be like, yeah, about time. God, this is terrible. You suck. It's like, no, we got like, just calm down. It's good that it actually got here. Like, don't shit on them for putting stuff in.
That's the culture of the internet now.
That doesn't feel good for the engineers either.
Too late.
You know? Like,
yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's not going to make them work on new stuff faster. They'll probably see that and they're like, they're going to love that.
Oh, they're still hating us, guys.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to work.
That's the kind of thing where they're drinking their coffee and they're like, well, fine, we just won't do shit. How about we just stop and we just, you know what? Let's give them more ads while we're at it, because screw this, man.
I give another 3 minutes of ads, Bob. Hit them with that.
Yeah, just
get them out of here.
You know what? Let's make it so when they hit the 3-minute ad button, it just plays 40 minutes of ads. Let's just do that. Yeah, because they're a little ungrateful mother. I mean, Jesus.
All right, we're gonna make it mandatory. Everybody, we're gonna make it a pre-roll ad. We're gonna have the most annoying fucking G Fuel Red Bull whatever ad, but we're gonna have it at a quarter speed. So
Isn't G Fuel over though? Are they done?
It's not.
No,
it's
I don't
not
think
even
so.
going to be an ad. It's just it comes up with a looping quote from what was it? Dumb and Dumber. Just, you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? And it just does that for 40 seconds straight. That's the new ad block. That's it. Nobody even gets paid for it. That's what happened.
Yeah, Goth. I don't know what the fallout was of that most recent G Fuel situation.
Not good.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Not like an Artesian build bad, but not good.
No,
nothing seemed to happen. It was like
all
over.
Yeah.
It was all over Twitter and even some channels. Like a few big streamers came out with the twit longers, like, you better do something or I'm gonna leave you. And then apparently nothing happened.
I saw
and
a few
nobody
people
left.
end their sponsorships.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully they do better. That's all you could really hope for, is that better decisions are made.
What happened with G Fuel? G Fuel had there basically was a meeting where some of the higher ups apparently were not so good. They kind of berated some of the people that sit between G Fuel and the streamers, like the liaisons. So essentially, they fired the liaison team after the liaison team complained. They tried to I don't know if they tried to take up the chain or they just put in formal complaints or something. But G Fuel was fine, you're all fired. So of course, that was very frustrating because a lot of the people had been interfacing with those people for years. They built a personal relationship, so they were like, "This is pretty messed up." And for like Dos was saying, some people ended their sponsorship. A few of the very larger streamers that super promote G Fuel put up big posts where it's like, you guys need to address this or we're going to leave. And it's like, these are the people that like have their own flavors of Fuel. So it's, like they're making serious money off this stuff. So yeah, it was a big deal. And for the record, a lot of people are asking, wait, Artesian is bad now? Oh, Artesian doesn't exist anymore. They got destroyed. Artesian basically had a horrible PR experience where they did a giveaway. The winner of the giveaway was a smaller creator. In other words, they didn't feel it would give enough PR, so they re-rolled the giveaway. That then inspired like all of their people to then leave. Yeah. And then the worst part, it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And then they had to bankrupt their company. They're selling off their resources, including like private information that they collected over time, in some cases from streamers. They actually had on their bankruptcy thing a computer they built for a streamer with his branding on it, with the names of the people that subbed during the stream written on the back of it, and they're selling it. They're adding it to their bankruptcy portfolio, as in we're trying to sell this to get money back. Yeah, it just gets worse and worse and worse.
There's
TLDR, they're gone. They're
gone.
If you want to watch a very, very detailed video on that, Gamers Nexus put up a 33-minute video about the whole thing about 5 days ago. It's very good. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, very, very good video on that. But also just an absolutely wild story.
Well, I mean, or you could just, huge mess. I'm just gonna watch the Asmongold React stream.
You could also watch the Asmongold React stream to Gamers Nexus. It arguably probably did 4 times the viewership of the original vid. See, because that why you bring it up.
No, it didn't. This one has like 1 million. Out of the React has 254. But
okay, all right.
Yeah, I just saw the first up there and I thought it'd be a funny joke.
Yeah, hey, he owns the SCL.
It was a good joke. It landed strong with music.
Yeah,
thanks, Papa.
And then the other thing before we move away from the keynote was the ability. I don't know why I can't say that. Ability to create your own tag on Twitch.
Oh yeah, and increasing tags to 10.
Yeah, from 5 to 10. So,
should I be using those? Like every time I go to change my title, I'm like, tags. I don't know.
Tags are a very cool system that unfortunately Twitch never really leaned into enough to make them really good. Mm-hmm. It's cool that tags are being increased, but the problem is that they're frankly used more nefariously than positively in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that the fact that they're focusing on tags is indicative of them hopefully like making the system more integrated and better. But the problem is, not only have people use them for terrible reasons, like that's how hate raiders find their targets, is using tags. But then you have some of the biggest streamers on the platform that are just flagrantly abusing it, and Twitch doesn't do anything about it. So it kind of devoids them of their purpose in a lot of ways. So it's a very cool, interesting system if it was used properly, and if it was more integrated.
There are certain ones that I use that I've found useful, like. And a lot of people have, I've gotten positive feedback, like on the closed captions tag, like because my stream is always like closed captioned, opt in if you want, like thing. It's a decent program. It doesn't catch everything, but it catches most of it, like the one I use for OBS or whatever.
Dude, there's some great tags. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're really well used. Good.
I use parent. Backseating allowed.
Backseating is one. Very good. Yeah.
I use ADHD because I'm super ADHD, and it helps people know, like, I'm in here that I'm not going to be focused. Like I get asked that a lot. That brings up, and it's good to explain to chat. Like I am going to be all over the place. Deal with it. No spoilers. I love that tag as well. That's a good one. So people can instantly know. So I mean, in many cases, it works, and it's also something that's tracked. So you can actually in the Twitch metrics, it tracks like who looks through tags and comes in via tags and things like that. So and people use them. Yeah. Not a huge amount of people, but people do use tags to find new streams. So
well, and I'd be like, we're the opposite people to ask, but I'd be curious to ask someone like in the LGBT QIA community or the people of color and stuff like that to see if they use the tags, do they help?
Yeah.
Or are they have they been a positive experience overall?
I know for a while there weren't people that were using those tags the ones being targeted via the tags. Wasn't that like a giant flag of like, hey, this person wants to be harassed for all the assholes out there? I think that's what that was being used for. I don't know if that's been cleaned up or cleared up or anything, but yeah. Well, cool. That's TwitchCon EU. From everything that I've seen on like the people live streaming it, and Barry, who was there in person, they all said it was good. So we'll see. When is TwitchCon proper? Is that August or October? I think it's October. Sure. When is that? TwitchCon. It is October 7th through 9th. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. That is right during, I think, a bunch of big game releases, as it always kind of is. So, Zeke, are you 100% on board for that? Are you going? Or no, are you skipping this year? We talked about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're all
unfortunately skipping this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, like next year is gonna I'm just gonna fucking plan so many things. I got both Twitch cons, Burning Man. Like I'm doing all the shit that I've been missing out on the last couple of years.
Is there
you're skipping Burning Man too, huh?
Yeah, is there a Burning Man this year?
No.
Is this the first year back post-COVID?
No. Huh. Officially. Okay. There was I don't know how many there were. I want to say like 20 or 30,000 that went to like what do they call it? They called it like it was something man like pseudo man or something like that. Like they went out to the place like just without like the Burning Man organization. I don't know if it was they checked with anybody if it was legal or not, but I saw live streams from it. So I'm like, and I saw some familiar like structures, sound camps, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, there's people out there. Idiots. Like that was last year.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta know, like we were in the heart of fucking like Diseaseville, like back then.
Yeah.
And I just looked at them like, man, you guys.
No, man. See, if you drink enough alcohol, then it kills all the bad cells in your body. Because that's how that works, man.
The science sounds
right.
Sound. Yeah.
I trust this guy.
I mean, that's just scientifical.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anything
we set that guy on fire.
Does anyone want to be lit on fire? I've got a lighter here. We can find some gas. Oh boy. Let's turn to some news. I think both Co and Goth, you guys covered this yesterday, so you can fill me and Zeke in. TennoCon happened, and they announced a bunch of crazy shit, as they are prone to do at TennoCon, but they announced a bunch of crazy shit.
Best TennoCon so far, IMO.
Yeah, that's what happened. Go run through the bullet points.
Co, do you stream much Warframe? Like outside of like
stream a huge amount of Warframe. I am what I call I am now a story Warframe player. I used to be a farming Warframe player, which is where you see the people with hundreds and thousands of hours. But I really enjoy Warframe for the story and the quests. I'm not really a big farmer anymore. I love the gameplay, but I love the gameplay in the context of like the cool stories and environments and things.
I've always felt like it's really fun to play, but like it streams like it's so fast that I think it's really hard to follow, like stream wise. So that's why like yesterday's thing looked so dope. They have the paradox coming out. What's the full
Duviri paradox. Yep.
Which looked like I got a joke from chat and presented it as my own, and I don't regret it. But
it's all about our
looks like
you don't have to say that here.
El Deno ring is what we dubbed it.
Yeah, ring.
El Deno ring, like Tenno, but like it looked like Elden Ring, but you're at El Deno ring. Please enjoy. If you don't like that joke, it's from chat, and I'll punish them.
Yeah, give us the username. We'll put them on the shared ban list. We're good.
Let's do that. So
Dunscap. Zeke Dunscap.
That looks good. It looks like a whole like almost like a roguelite kind of thing, because it presented it in such a way as like multiple runs. And you go in as this guy, the Drifter, and like you either die and start over, or as you go through your run, you choose different paths to make your build and get stronger. So that's very much a roguelite kind of loop.
Yeah.
So they built like this game within Warframe, which is a separate experience, but still, respects the source material and has like similar combat and stuff. How'd you feel about that, Co?
I do. Everything that you just said, I'm totally on board with. They basically have added in like a roguelite standalone mini game. Like they could have marketed this product as like a standalone companion game to Warframe, and I would have been like, oh, that makes total sense. I mean, it takes place in its own unique world. You play a single character. There's roguelite elements. They actually said when the first perk selection came on the screen that like, oh yeah, this varies per session. It's like, what does per session even mean? You know, like there was at one point a boss fight where it was like much slower and melee, and she was parrying and stuff, like just like you would see in Elden Ring.
Yeah.
It looks super freaking cool. And the coolest part, of course, is that like Goth was saying, it respects the Warframe source material. So I'm guessing you're gonna get all sorts of loot and random stuff that then transmits over to your main Warframe experience. Which of course will be awesome. This part was super weird. I mean, they brought Teshin in here. He looks totally different. You pick a Warframe. He tries to pick it, but he can't for some reason. Then he goes out and fights a boss. There's a freaking dragon. Your horse flies. Like it's just, it was really, really cool.
Yeah.
There was tons of interesting, unique things to see, and the world looks awesome. This part looked like God of War, man.
Whoa,
yeah, this,
I mean,
this is so like not Warframe, but is Warframe. You know, what I love about Digital Extremes is they never try to make their product for like a huge mass audience. Like they don't make the mistake of making a game for everybody, because I've always felt like that makes a game for nobody. They very hyper focus on like a certain feel for their game, like unapologetically. And the people who love Warframe, it's like the only jam for them. It's the only thing they'll play, you know? So like this inside of Warframe looks so exciting, because it's like, I think it's gonna be super streamable. I think it's still gonna appeal to the people who love Warframe, and it's still like very DE weird, and I love that about that developer.
When I heard about this particular like section of Warframe, I honestly, when I skimmed whatever, I thought it was going to be a new like standalone, but it barely matters, because I always point to Warframe as like the gold standard for like third person movement in a game. Like way you get around in that is not only fast, but it's fucking fun to do. Like not like even without a vehicle, which is really saying something for a lot of games. Like you got to get a vehicle to get around in most games. This one, like it's fun to travel, and the fact that it's like it looks like Sekiro melee combat kind of style. Like fuck, man. Like I thought I was out of Warframe because I didn't want to do the grind anymore. But like if this is a thing that I can play like out like and not worry about that other stuff, like no, I mean like the main game, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah.
If I can play this and get some hours in it, dude, I'm in. I love it.
It's smart on that tip too, because like you might be someone who doesn't want to dive into like how intense Warframe can be, because like it could get very complicated for a looter shooter. Like it's deceptively simple, but then once you start to unravel it, it's like, oh crap, there's a lot. So I think people who look at Warframe now, they're like, I can't start playing. So DE's like, all right, we're gonna make this like slice separate experience that, you know, and it incorporates gameplay mechanics that are like really popular right now, like that open world action RPG combat, but also kind of like a roguelite like feel. But I think Ko's right. I think it's going to feed back into the game in some way. I don't think they said whether or not it will, but it just makes sense from a live game. Otherwise, why would it be attached?
I mean,
you know,
not only that, but the hint that you would be getting different loadouts per session indicates that there will most likely be a reason to play it multiple times. Yeah, exactly.
They actually showed a screenshot with 4 people on horses towards the end. They never made mention of it being only single player, did they?
I don't know.
That's like, pretty cool.
I mean, if this is something I love like roguelites and playing them with buds, any of them that are multiplayer. Like if I don't know if it's a multiplayer, but I would assume it's DE. So
it makes sense for it to be, But apparently everything they showed was great, because this game skyrocketed to the top of Steam for the past 24 hours, doing very, very well on like most popular. And I think they're even, I don't know if it was the drop system or if it was just the game itself, but they were having like server stability issues because there's so many people playing.
That was so unfortunate.
Yeah,
it really was.
They actually look at their phones and they're like, we're good to go. Let's get started. Successful. And then literally while I'm watching TennoCon during the sponsored thing, I flip over and there's a big red "you have been disconnected" thing on my screen. And I was just like,
oh, was that because of the drops then?
Oh no, it was because everyone was trying to log in.
Oh, okay.
Because what they do,
they were doing a live event at the same time.
They were doing the live event,
Yeah.
so you could go to a certain location and there was like an announcer guy, and there was an amphitheater, and like everyone was trying to log in because on the show that had like 300,000 viewers, they were like, "Yeah, we're about to do this cool thing in game." But the worst part is they're looking at their phones and getting like the all clear, you can go, and like as they're saying that, the servers are just like collapsing around them. It was unfortunate. Yeah.
Sounds about
right
really for a live event.
Yeah. They still did such a good job with the event and the announcements, and like I think there was enough content in what they showed, in their big announcements. They showed off a little bit of Veilbreaker, which is going to come later this year.
Or what is that?
Veilbreaker looks interesting.
No, that's not a new frame. So Veilbreaker is supposed to be like sort of like this rescue mission narrative. I believe
that was from the last update they did, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
where you're playing like you're playing a not Warframe, whatever the Grineer Soldier thing. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So Veilbreaker's later this year. I'm pretty sure Paradox is before that. They said they wanted to get it out this year, before the end of the year, which is good.
Crossplay, cross save's huge also.
Yeah, they're going to be doing and mobile, which is a lot. That's a lot to be doing at once. They handed off the reins to Reb Ford to be creative director, and Steve Sinclair announced his new project, which is along the same, like, it feels like obviously Soulframe, it's going to have the heart and soul of Warframe, but they said where Warframe is very focused on guns and speed and acrobatics, Soulframe is going to be intentional, melee, methodical, while still being like that MMO hybrid kind of deal that Warframe is, like socially connected, loot driven kind of deal. So this cinematic was really exciting to watch because I'm a big MMO like social game guy.
Yeah.
But the thing about Warframe, I like playing it, but streaming it is so fast and it's hard for people to follow sometimes. Like I've even had viewers be like, that made me, it might be like migraine triggering to watch.
People have been saying that while we've been talking about it. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But Soulsframe is going to be like maybe not the antithesis of that, but just focusing on a more intentional combat point of view. And I think that could really take off. That feels like there's a shortage of good quality self-aware MMOs coming out, and Digital Extremes knows what they're doing with a free-to-play MMO. And I think if they can really, this guy's butt ass naked, if they could hit the feel correctly,
I think they could have something really special. Shit. Thank you, Goth.
Yeah. Hey, you're welcome, man. Just in case you didn't know what a naked dude looked like.
Yeah.
Like I was just, but I couldn't. Like my brain was.
Man, if that's not the American experience, right there. Oh my God, it's nudity. That guy cut his head off. It's whatever. I see that all the time. Not a big problem.
That's the case, though. That is the case.
Oh man, yeah, I've not watched this yet. I'm kind of like half watching it here because I want to watch it with the audio and everything like that. But everyone seemed to love this. I'm curious, like in the announcement, what was the live stream like? That's everything we're doing for Warframe, but we want to talk about a new game, and then they talk about this. How did it go?
Steve handed off the reins to Reb and then said, and all the higher ups at DE, or like this team of higher ups, we're moving on to our next project, and this is what it is. And the Digital Extreme got like a presser saying what it was, confirming it as a free to play MMO, and that it will be more fantasy based and melee focused than Warframe.
Got it. Okay. And I'm sure
so it was this
people freaked out.
It was all. Oh yeah, it was a very good flow. So it was basically like it was them introducing why they were leaving, which I think was really good. Because obviously Steve is a huge part of DE.
Yeah.
So it was really good that they had something this kind of meaty behind him leaving, so people could be like that. So they could actually see where he was going. And most importantly, they made it they mentioned multiple times that it's a DE thing. So Warframe is under DE, this company is under DE, so he's moving projects, but he's still gonna be around.
Yeah. That's awesome.
As far as the Soulframe thing goes, like have like Was that the thing you guys were talking about that like they all went to look at it or play it or something, or is it not available yet? Or
No, they're going to be showing more from this towards the end of the year.
okay. So
Yeah, this is all
it's not
cinematic.
done yet at all. Okay.
No, this is probably still a whiles off. What I think is closer is it was like a midstream announcement. The studio, like it looks like Digital Extremes is not only putting out another MMO, but they're going to be publishing one from what is it, Airship Syndicate. And those are the people that did like the Darksiders Genesis and Battle Chasers, and they are doing what appears to be an action MMO as well.
Is there a video?
There is a video. Yeah, there's a whole segment. They didn't show much gameplay, but you can actually like pause on a few parts of it and see like how deep they are into this thing. And they specifically said that they're going to be fully revealing it at Game Awards. So I'm going to assume that whatever they're working on is probably going to be something that we might see like betas for within the next like year or so, maybe. But yeah, that's it right there. But yeah, Digital Extremes is publishing this, and it's like, dang, 2 MMO projects within the same announcement is wild. Like, that's so ambitious.
Makes you wonder.
It was a very big show.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, how well is Warframe doing? Like, they must be making some good change.
Warframe makes a lot.
Yeah, if they're able to do all that,
they are
that's
doing well.
Kind of crazy. Yeah. Which is awesome. We've had them on the show. I think Reb and pretty much everyone at that company I've ever spoken to are just awesome people. They're fantastic
great.
human beings. Yeah.
Very, very passionate about what they do.
So that's great to see them, continue to expand. I think
this guy, it looks like it has melee and guns, this MMO, because there's like a screen where they show off loot very briefly. And I paused it and I was like, all right, so you got swords, pistols, shotguns kind of thing. And they show some of the gameplay and world there. I really like the art style. It's really brief, but you could pause it and you see him running around. It looks super controller friendly, which is great for scalability.
That looks great
on consoles. Yeah.
Very colorful too.
I just looked it up. In 2019, they made 175 million. 2018, 2018 and 180. 2019, 175, and in 2020, they took a hit, but 74 million. So,
wow.
I mean, but they're doing right,
Yeah. Well, and they don't. Does Tencent? You always have to ask. Does Tencent own part of this company? Are they 100% self-owned? I don't know.
I think Tencent. I think they might have Tencent money. I'm not 100%.
They got a little bit.
Yeah, they might have a little bit of. They own a chunk. Yeah. Who doesn't Tencent own a piece of? I'm pretty sure they own like my left hand or something.
Probably.
Oh, and by the way, let's not start the war. Okay, you can't say Warframe is not pay to win. You can't say Warframe is pay to win. Everyone has a different definition. So don't start the no, it's not. Yes, it is. Whatever.
Yeah. You're going to be able to argue in either direction.
You absolutely could argue it into the ground in both directions. It depends on what you define pay to win as. Absolutely.
Yeah. If it's not cosmetic only, then let the arguments ensue.
Right. Exactly. and for the record, Warframe is not cosmetic only. There are serious. You can skip hours and hours and hours of farming with money, and that is absolutely pay to win to a lot of people, and they will argue that into the ground. 100%.
There's 2 truths in life. There's a TennoCon every year. They will also argue about pay to win every year. Yes. That's how that goes. That's how it always happens.
And already in chat, it is not pay to win, all caps. Guy next, it is absolutely pay to win. What I would like you to do is both enter a cage.
Yeah.
Go ahead to the death, and whoever comes out will just ban the other and be good to go. We're fine. Just nice and easy.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that, but that makes total sense. Psych Mike in my stream says Steam has separate tags for free and free to play.
Oh. Really?
Yeah, I didn't realize that there was a distinguishing tag for that. That's kind of an interesting way they handle that. Yeah. Well, that's cool. It seems like D is continuing to crush it. You said
for sure.
They had 300,000 people on the main stream yesterday.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Man, what about like directory wise? Because they did a bunch of. I think both of you guys were sponsored, right?
I was actually reached out to like the night before.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
For the sponsor gig. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's quite a few people who were sponsored for it.
Yeah.
I was sponsored by. I will always do a sponsored TennoCon because I would watch it anyway. So I always go back to Warframe for whatever the quests stuff come out. I go back in big chunks and knock everything out that I haven't done and go back. So
do you?
I thought it was great.
Do y'all guys know what the directory was at? Was it like 500,000? Did it break 1 million?
Just the Warframe was super big.
Yeah.
I think like when I looked at it was around 300K. I know Lyric was in there doing sponsor stuff. Moist Critical was in there doing sponsor stuff. I didn't even know he played Warframe. He's a huge streamer. There were a lot of folks doing it. Dan was in there. Sacral was in there. Seagull was doing sponsor stuff. So I mean, it was Sacral.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on.
Probably did pretty well then. Cool.
Really sad that I fell out of love with Warframe. They were very generous people.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. Nintendo, we can jump into a little bit of news. I didn't realize we only have 25 minutes left.
Do we have Nintendo news?
Yeah, Bayonetta 3. That they dropped a trailer for that out of nowhere this past week with a release date. Yeah, oh, really? They got a release date. It's coming out now. I'm blanking on the release date. Is that September? Hold on. October 28th.
Mm-hmm.
This year is when that drops. It was about a 3.5 minute trailer. You should watch it, Zeke. It's got some, or maybe don't watch it. I don't know. There's story stuff in it.
They need to do a direct, like a first party direct. It's so weird that this whole summer has passed without. I know they've done like partner directs, and they did one for Xenoblade, which I'm sure is going to be fantastic.
Yeah,
like Xenoblade.
That is my most
Chronicles
anticipated game right now.
I think we're all looking forward to that. Yeah,
yeah.
There's nothing else out this month that it.
Which one?
Yep.
I would have liked to see X2 personally, but I'll take Chronicles 3. That's fine.
Yeah,
but yeah. I want to see what are you doing over there? You know, where's my guy Link? People know I love Zelda games, and there's no shortage of me saying that, but I feel like there's got to be like a first party something, some sort of reveal. They had where's the new hardware?
Well, the hardware question is great. I mean, even looking at Bayonetta, it looks like they're going 720p just so they could push out 60 for that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably going to be tied up in Nintendo exclusivity for all eternity. So the best that game is going to look, unless you emulate it, is 720p 60. Yeah, which is a bummer because
I don't see them releasing a new Zelda until new hardware is ready to go.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. I would love some new hardware. I would. Be. By the way, Goth, I don't know if you already. Where is it at? If you already have one of these, I haven't tested it yet. Me and Co turned me on to it.
I actually have 3 hooked up in my. Yep.
Is
I
it
have
good?
3 in my office right now.
Does it help?
Yep.
It does.
It's a good device. Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. We haven't.
You will see a little. You'll see a little blurring on some edges, but it's a nice device for.
Saw a rumor for a 4K Switch later this year.
Yeah, there's been rumored for a while.
Yeah, it makes sense. You know. Yes, Zeke.
What was that?
Yeah, 4K Switch.
Oh, what you mean? What is this thing? This is a minor upscaler. So switches are known to look blurry if you go up in resolutions. And although this doesn't fix it, they supposedly make it a lot better, a lot more manageable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It looks best on 1440p displays because it upscales from 1080p to 1440p. It looks really good.
Cool. Goth, are you 1440p across all the board? Or are you 4K?
Yeah, I'm 1440p until there's 2.1 splitters of capture cards because I don't do the OBS preview method. I
hardware.
Split the yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I'm
fine with 1440, but
I'm on 4K. I couldn't take it. I had to do it. So I'm on hardware as well. So with the screen tearing nonsense is reintroduced itself with all that. So you got to V-sync it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, need some new hardware for that. Anyways, the other thing regarding Bayonetta, which I thought was I don't know, it's an interesting thing. They introduced the naive angel mode. And the naive angel mode, as they're saying, is we added it so that more people can fully enjoy it. By turning it on, you could play right in the living room without having to worry about what's on screen, we think.
Yeah, it makes her less sexy. So, like, when she does a super move
like shrink her
and she's like
booba?
just hair and skin.
No, I think it
the
just
boob
puts
is just
like
covered.
Skin and or put some hair on, on said skin.
And they call it naive angel mode?
Yeah.
Oh, here's a great, they posted this, which is a great gift. Let me...
Oh, it's NA mode. Oh my God, that's great.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God.
So this is
and they do I need a mode for Splatoon 3 that covers my mollusk phobia and just turns all the squid kids into just kids because I can't do it with the squids anymore, man.
The squids are too much for it.
The squids are too much, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's like way too sexy there, so they had to really just, had to dial it back.
Completely just got you on that old SNL skit. Too sexy, no.
It's too sexy, too sexy.
But I must.
We're old, Co.
We're old.
Yeah.
I'm so like I love playing games with nudity and all that kind of shit. So like the thing I'm hoping for, like I didn't even hear about that. I'm just hoping they make her head proportional to her body this time. Because it is really tiny in the other games.
I think they put out an explanation where it's like, yeah, you can play this in the living room, or parents can play it without their kids asking questions. 100%, kids are only going to use this to swap over to it when their parents are in the room. No parents could be like, oh yeah, we'll turn this on. We don't want the kids to see that. Yeah, I thought that was a funny way to handle it, but there you go. The naive angel mode is coming to Bayonetta 3. Kind of a strange thing.
To
but
play those games.
Yeah, that's what I say. 28th of October is when that comes out.
You've never played them, Co?
No, never played the Bayonettas.
They're pretty good.
I've never played them.
Really, they're fantastic. They're like sexy Devil May Cry.
Okay.
To be fair, Devil May Cry is pretty sexy already, so I don't know if I can handle it.
Yeah, it depends on what your tastes are, Zeke.
Yeah, I guess it's sexier.
Well, I honestly think like picture Dante as a sassy Brit lady.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You got Bayonetta.
Devil May Booba.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. They're good.
The thing is, there's no real nudity. Like they don't show nipples or pubes or anything. It's just like anything that would be covered with a bathing suit is still covered up.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
What else?
I'm saying.
Thanks for ruining it for me, Zeke.
Fun stat. I guess fun depending on who you are.
Fun.
CD Projekt's stock is worth a quarter of what it was before Cyberpunk 2077 released.
It's tough.
Yeah. Yeah. That whole thing happened.
Only one word comes to mind. One single word.
What's that?
Served.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what happens, man. You buy the ticket, you take the ride.
And the one thing to consider too is that's with the success of The Witcher on Netflix, right? Like that's with all of that monumental success. If they didn't have that, that company would not be.
It sucks.
Not be in a good spot. Right
it sucks. Yeah, I mean it sucks even saying that, but it's like, dude, they tried to pull a fast one.
Yeah,
they really tried hard to screw a lot of people, and it 100% bit them in the ass and arguably ruined the company in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's sucks for them. Hopefully they'll be able to recover and hopefully they'll show us that that's not the kind of company they are. That they're more old school than what they became.
Yeah, I mean, if Hello Games can make a turnaround, No Man's Sky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah. I have to see. They have to want to.
That's exactly.
No Man's Sky has its
right.
6-year anniversary in like 2 weeks too. So
don't fucking tell me. I'm not that old, Goth. Fuck you. Don't
6-year anniversary in a couple weeks. And it's so good.
Years, are you kidding? Oh my god!
If you guys haven't played it recently, it's so fucking good. You have to. It's so good. Always good.
Oh yeah, I'm. Every time I check the updates, there's one single question that comes to mind. Every time he drops an update on, I just go, "Is this enough for the next playthrough?"
Yeah.
And inevitably, like 2 to 3 go by, and it's like one comes along where it's like, so we're adding a strategic battle mech simulation minigame. It's like, well, shit. I didn't have time for this, but here we go again.
Yep.
I have a feeling that this next one might be. I don't know what it is, but I know that they had 6 years, and that's a big deal for Sean. So
yeah, we'll see. It's
No Man's Gwent. Let's go.
When is you think it's gonna be a card game? They're just gonna throw a card game in there?
If they add a collectible card game, all I want them to do is make it so they need to add Pokemon to it.
Capture the monsters and make them fight.
Pets.
Yeah,
you could capture pets. Give my pets stats. Let me go to the anomaly and battle pets. And wouldn't that be dope?
A buildable structure in your base that's an arena to fight pets in, and like little stables. Like you can build stables in your base to raise them, like a training facility. Oh my!
Yeah.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky. There you go.
Outstanding jokes.
Call them Nomons.
Nomons.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Be good.
Oh.
When do you know when that's supposed to when their anniversary is?
Oh, I don't know. I think Sean will start tweeting emojis sometime this week.
Oh, so it's soon.
There's 2 things to look forward to: Sean's emojis and KingGothalion's immediate replies. All you see, it's just he'll tweet an emoji, and like the first reply is just goth with one word, Sean, and a picture of him like this.
Goth, have you
what are you doing, Sean? What are you doing?
Has Sean done any interviews in the past like 3 or 4 years with all that stuff, or is he more like media shy after the incidents?
I mean, he learned hard lessons. Because I think that Sean always sold the vision of No Man's Sky and not what it was at launch, particularly what it was after, because they got hit by a flood. I think it was like 2 years before launch. They were several years into development, and they lost so much progress. And Sony was like, all right, get the product out anyways. So they had to. But I mean, that doesn't excuse like Sean being like, well, it's planet-sized planets, and like the whole Sean thing. But they've I think he's done some interviews in post and talked about,
everything
being more tight-lipped and how to handle things. But yeah, he's definitely done more media now, but he's much more careful with what he says.
Yeah,
he's more experienced. You can tell he's more experienced.
Yeah,
like he made the mistakes and he's learned a lot from them.
After an experience like that, I think it would be impossible not to be like that was.
I think most people after doing stuff like that fade away or change profession. So it's cool to see him stick around and stick at it. I mean, No Man's Sky has become it has become a term. Like if a game comes out and it's bad, and the devs are going to stick with it, it becomes like, oh, are they going to No Man's Sky this? Like it's actually become a term, which is pretty. I mean, I would hope he's proud of that, because I mean that says something about the status of the game. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I mean that's what people have consistently and constantly said about Cyberpunk. Can they pull a No Man's Sky? Can they No Man's Sky this? And it's like it's not really the same situation, unfortunately. Like it's one thing to be a scrappy indie kind of like company, and it's another thing to be a multi-million-dollar international one that actually tried to pull the wool over everyone's eyes. It's like not really two different anime arcs.
Very true.
Not really the same.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Goth, since you're here, we the three of us don't really play too much Destiny or any at all. I think I'm the most Destiny-ified, though I haven't played whatever the most I got halfway through the most recent expansion.
Yeah, Witch Queen.
Yeah, I was playing like the hardest mode. I got to the bridge fights, died 3 times. Was like, fuck this, I'm good.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
it's too fucking hard solo. Anyways,
the legendary difficulty was tough.
Yes, yeah. The PlayStation Bungie acquisition closed.
Right. Yep.
This past week, so they officially welcomed them to the PlayStation family. How do you feel about all that? I mean, you're kind of the Destiny guy. Do you say you're still the Destiny guy these days?
I don't know, man. I think it depends on who you ask in the Destiny community. Like because I backed off of it years ago before like I even went to another platform and really focused on variety, like for my own sanity.
Right.
And some people took that as a slight, towards Destiny community.
Which
most
is
people
stupid.
are fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
just
think
silly.
as long as I'm doing what I do, my brand will be attached to that game though. There's no way around it. Doesn't matter what, unless I like blow up with another one singular game. But
Yeah.
you know how that goes. Yeah. So the Sony acquisition I think is good. It's weird to see them like leave Microsoft, work with Activision, free themselves from Activision, and then attach themselves to Sony. I think the only way that Pete Parsons would allow that to happen is if it was a truly good deal for them to retain creative control. Hopefully that remains the case. I think
Sure.
more money for them is a good thing, because I think they have a lot in the incubator that could end up being interesting, because I think Bungie's a very talented studio. As far as the Destiny stuff goes, it's really on the devs, because I think Bungie does tend to play things very safe. Earlier, I said that if you make a game for everybody, you essentially make it for nobody. And I think there's been times where they've tried to make their game too wide or like for too many people. But we'll see. I mean, it all comes down to is that money going to create content for their big product, and how much of it is going to go into their incubator projects.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think in a lot of ways too, like Sony's been touting, they, want the live experiences all over their platform. So they might be,
Yep.
We were talking about streamers, having streamers give all their information and expertise. Destiny's been doing the live service game for a long, long time. They probably have a shit ton of things they could share.
One of the original success stories.
Yeah. What to do and what not to do, and things they couldn't do because of money. And Sony's got a pretty good amount of money that they could maybe put into the system. Yeah. So we will see with all that. Not anytime soon. Obviously, I think that's probably still,
I don't think it'll affect
2 years out.
Yeah, you'll start seeing fruits of that probably after next year's main drop, which is probably mostly finished at this point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We will see. A bunch of games continue. Capcom is like this weird I mean, I get it, but I feel like Capcom more than any other company is just out there like, we still another 2 million. What game? I don't know. This week, Resident Evil 2, we crossed 10 million. Pretty badass.
We'll call it Resident Exoplanet Hunters 3 Hunter.
We'll sell 2 million like they just every fucking week it's some IP that they have where they're celebrating another million sold. Oh, they're just crushing it.
I missed the demo of Exoplanet. Did any of you play it?
No, Exoprimal?
I saw a bunch. Yeah, did you play it, Goth?
I watched. Okay. I didn't play it. It
looks
go
okay.
ahead,
like Maximilian Dude was playing it, and Ka, who's on the show, was also playing it. They had pretty favorable things to say about it. They said it was fine, and the PvP aspect of it was kind of the most fun aspect of it, I think. Mm-hmm. But I guess the story there is like, is it fun the 5th, the 10th, the 100th time?
Yeah,
right? Like,
what's the grind like?
Yeah, it could be fun the first time, but is it going to be fun killing the 1,000 raptors for the 10th time?
That's a good question.
Any long-term goals?
Yeah,
long-term goaling.
Yeah, so I think there's another one of those weekends coming up here pretty soon. There's like 2 or 3 over the next month, I think.
Okay, I might try it out.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty easy to just sign up. I don't think they were exclusive in terms of who they were inviting into that.
I don't think so.
Yeah. We're talking about Exoprimal, which is their
yes
horde mode game with robots. Like, is that a appropriate?
It's
way?
Like you're in a mech fighting robots for some reason,
or fighting dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs,
or not robots? Yeah, dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yes,
because of a rogue AI.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Okay.
Yes.
So the story's a mess, huh?
Story is kind of all over the place. It's like a futuristic city with a rogue AI that is like testing them via dinosaurs, and like they're challenging the people with velociraptors, as one does.
But then again, I mean, sometimes the synopsis of the story doesn't really like encapsulate. Like, if you explain the plot of Back to the Future, it would be kind of gross. But watch the movie, and it's pretty good.
Sure. Yeah. It's true.
Okay.
It's true. Yeah. So Resident Evil 2 remake sold 10 million. Monster Hunter Rise
That's
is
a
now
lot.
at 3 million, or Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak is now at 3 million. So they did another million in a week on that game.
I just didn't get into Monster Hunter. What was it?
Rise?
The
Sunbreak.
Rise. Yeah, I played a bit. I played a bit of Rise. Yeah, Sunbreak's the DLC. I think I'm just waiting on World 2.
I think a lot of
I just
people
want
are.
World 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I want Capcom to make Power Stone 3.
You've always been a big Power
until they
Stone.
do.
I know that's a factoid
love
about you.
Power
You love
Stone.
the Power Stone.
I love Power Stone.
Yeah. So yeah, Capcom just continues to kill it on anything they release.
I got to get this joking because I thought it was hilarious. Ready?
Okay.
When you were talking about like Capcom, just like, you know, they made another 10 million. And the joke I came up with was, it's kind of hard to keep track of that when you're the checks coming in just say like 20xx million dollars.
It's true.
Mega Man joke.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
No.
I get it.
Man,
I understand what you're going for there.
It wasn't worth going back to, and I apologize, everyone. I apologize.
No, I get it. I get it. Don't
Hey,
worry.
see, it's okay because those types of jokes make us just appreciate your bangers that much more. Like you gotta have the lows with the highs. You know, it's a balance thing, man. If all your jokes are great, it would just get boring.
My shot percentage isn't good, but I take a lot of shots, so I'm a pretty high scorer.
Yeah. Right. I'm trying to find. Sorry, chat. That was probably loud. I'm trying to find this thing. Oh, did you all see this? This is not news. This is just me. I don't know. I'm confused. Why was Chimeraland smattered all over fucking Twitch? Because of sponsored. Like, did y'all see that game? That game.
I definitely
had a bounty board.
Holy shit! That game looked fucking terrible. Like
I got pitched to do a sponsored stream for Chimeraland, and it was a pretty good rate. And I looked at it. I looked at the thing, and I go back to my management Discord, and I was just like, "What in the did I just watch?"
Yeah, dude.
I was
what
like,
the fuck is this
I was like,
thing?
they're serious about this, and they were like, "Yeah, we thought you'd pass, but we just wanted to ask." And funny enough, at the time, I was like, I don't think anyone's gonna take this.
Oh,
and then,
dude.
Like, the next day, like
It
I was
was
just like, oh Jesus.
It blew. Here's this
man.
is Julia, friend of the show and emote artist extraordinaire. This is Julia and the character creator. This game is fucking wild. It's like a furry thing, but like
that's exactly. You just took my exact like retweet of this. Like, say what you want about the game, but to all my furry likers out there, like this is the most customizable like anthropomorphic game I've ever seen.
It's fucking is weird. The actual I could not tell you what you do in this game apart from walk around. I have zero knowledge because every sponsored stream was just people walking around doing I don't know what. But it was like a 4-hour bounty board of them just walking around. Like, that's a hippo girl. That's a bee girl. Great.
That's a bee for some reason. Yeah, how do we make this bee fuckable, Puff Ash?
Do bees
Let's
have
ship it to
boobs?
Twitch.
Do we give
idiots
them
will buy anything.
Maybe the stinger is phallic shaped.
What the fuck is that shit, man? Chimeraland, it's free on Steam.
Biba.
It's a
That's
survival
their fucking elevator
MMO.
pitch.
That's what they
That bee making me want to act up,
Fuckable
man.
bees. Think about it.
Yeah.
No, funny enough, the furry aspect I thought was probably one of the coolest, but the gameplay and stuff is like it's
bad.
It feels
Brutal.
like it's just completely half cooked. Like even in the stuff that was shown to me, I was just kind of like, is it done? Like what are they? Yeah, it's really all over the place. It's it definitely use a little bit more time.
Yeah, I was just because like you said the sponsored streams for that. The people that were doing sponsored streams for it do not take sponsored streams for low amounts of money. And so the amount of money that they were throwing into the sponsored streams had to have been like an
offer.
easy $500,000 a mil in all. Like the marketing budget somehow must have been very high. and I have no idea how they get there. They peaked at 2.2K on Steam.
You gotta follow the money, JP. Who makes it?
The people that make it is Level Infinite.
Who owns Level Infinite?
I believe Tencent does.
There you go.
Well then they could do whatever.
Yeah.
That didn't take too long, did it?
Or yes.
Now we know exactly where the money came from.
Yes, Tencent launches Level Infinite. So it is
There you go.
It's their game publishing division of Tencent. Yeah.
Yep. Bada boom.
Outstanding.
We need to end the show, but I so much you start saying follow the money. I wonder if Tencent saw what happened with like New World and Lost Ark and was like, why aren't we doing that? Or similar to that, with where you just get a bunch of streamers to blow your game up for like a week. You get a massive ROI for those couple of days, and then who cares about the game after?
Well, to be fair, like Lost Ark to me is good.
Yeah,
it's different, but I think it's like, as far as like action RPGs go, it's so good. But like, I don't like the loot system. If the loot system was like different kind of loot, I would probably be in that game all the time. But the whole upgrading materials thing doesn't do it for me.
Same. Right there with
and
that.
then New World was the, like, the horse meme where it like starts really good and then it is eventually a hand-drawn horse. Like, that was New World. Like, the early game experience was so good, and then post game was just really bad. So people didn't get to see the bad until it was too late. They've already bought it. I would say the 3 weeks that I streamed New World was probably the most fun I've had in streaming in years. But we had like a crazy group of people. It was like 30 different streamers on Discord all day, every day.
Yeah. I mean, those experiences are fun, but a lot of the time it's because of the people you're playing with and not necessarily the game.
Exactly. Yeah. New MMO releases are like, especially for us old timers who went through so many over the course of like 10 years, those are some of the most fun time in gaming. When when you're surrounded by a group of people, you're all playing the same game, you're all excited for it. The game could suck at that point. It doesn't matter, because you're just in this super positive, awesome gaming environment for like weeks at a time. You're submerged in it. So that I bet that was probably what the most fun was. Like, it's a fun with friends situation. It's a fun with friends.
Yeah. What is the next big MMO anyways? What's besides Chimeraland, obviously? Is there even one? Like, I guess WoW comes out.
What's the the chat's probably gonna say it immediately. Ashes of Creation. That's I think that'll probably be
that one's still
Riot's MMO, whatever that ends up being.
Yeah, the Riot MMO and whatever that is.
Ashes of Creation is still a ways off, from what I understand. I don't know if we even have a date for that yet, do we?
Yeah,
I don't think we do. Yeah. I think you can buy into it in like the alpha stage or whatever it is. But
I'm still on the Pantheon train, but that's a rather niche taste.
Sure.
So, yeah.
I think MMOs are
that one's gonna be a while too.
Yeah. I guess there's like WoW, the new WoW expansion just went into alpha. That'll come out sometime this year. And then there's like the Wrath Classic. And that'll come out sometime this year. But apart from that, I don't know like what the new is.
Blue Protocol. That was
I haven't heard of that
one. It's like an anime action MMO.
Oh.
I mean, that's been in development for a long time. There's Tower of Fantasy, which is like MMO Genshin Impact. So it's like an MMO gacha.
I think Level Infinite actually publishes that. Not joking. I think they're actually the company behind that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that apparently is fun, but it's gacha. So if that's not your cup of tea, then you're not going to like it.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I don't know. There's no like looter shooter MMOs on the horizon yet. I think this Game Awards should be interesting because it's been so dry for so long.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think so. We just got to, I say we got to get there, but we're halfway through July. So we're getting there faster than.
When is the Game Awards?
Usually December.
Yeah.
It's usually the final thing of the year. Yeah.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah.
And we don't have
talked
anything
about
Soulframe
Soulframe earlier.
Soulframe. They just announced Soulframe, and it's going to be like, it's probably going to be 5 years.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long time before we see Soulframe stuff.
Yeah. For sure. All right. Well, that's, we need to wrap up the show. Close it out. That's Drop Frames. Goth, welcome back. Also, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. It's a ball. Thank you guys for having me.
Pleasure having you. We'll do some shout outs. Zeke, I'm going to have you go last this time, but only because of the.
That's fine. Yeah. If everybody needs to leave, you can.
Yeah, that way if
wait.
two need to go.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hold on. Time out.
Let's
They're hoping to have Soulframe in a playable early access within a year.
Oh.
That is from a Washington Post article.
That'd be cool. That'd be a great way to do a TennoCon next year.
Thank you, chat.
Are they still going to call that TennoCon? If they're...
Nah, they'll change it. It'll be something.
They'll probably change it to DECon or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
FrameCon.
FrameCon. Yeah.
That make the most sense.
Good work. Good work. Co, let's start with you. Do some shout outs for us. What do you got going on? Where can people check you out?
First of all, a big thanks to everyone who watched today. Huge special shout out to KingGothalion. Appreciate you taking the time out of your homecoming week. I think is what it's called, right? Homecoming week. And of course, thank you, JP and Zeke, for being here. My name is Co. I'm currently working through Dragon Age Inquisition during this little period now. We've just done one of the DLCs. First time I've played any of the DLCs, and I'm absolutely loving it. I'm doing a modded playthrough. It's a huge amount of fun, and I'm going to be continuing that tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Tonight, actually, I'm going to be trying a game called Hard Space Shipbreaker for the first time. We also have Whiskey and Chivalry 2 going on throughout the week, and other fun stuff. So hope to see you in the channel as we wait for Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and Grounded and all the cool new games that are coming out pretty soon. So big thanks to everyone on the show today, and see you next week, if not my channel earlier.
Awesome stuff. Goth, what do you got going on the channel? New streamer on Twitch. What's up?
Brand new streamer on Twitch. We just did our homecoming week. We did a bunch of different games during that. This week, I think there's like a new Destiny thing on Tuesday. And if we're gonna check that out, it'll probably be after Forza. Forza Horizon has the new Hot Wheels DLC coming out, and that's gonna be a ball. I don't know if you guys have played Forza Horizon. I don't like racing games. I love
it's great
Forza. It's so fun. So we're doing that. I mean, outside of that, we're pretty much jumping all new titles, hitting all the nostalgia points, playing some retro games. I love retro games, so we have that all over the channel. So appreciate anybody who stops by, comes by to say welcome back to Twitch, and everybody who's been there since the beginning. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for having me on.
Fantastic. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on. Zeke, do some shout outs.
Yo, thank you, Gothalion, for joining us today. Welcome back. The King has returned. Long live the King. My name is Ezekiel the Third. You can find me at /Ezekiel_II on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, or Ezekiel the Third, all spelled out, on Instagram and TikTok if you want little snippets of videos and clips and stuff. Thank you to JP and Co for being my co-host. Every week we do this. I stream every day, usually except Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific. Coming up this week, I'm not sure what game I'm going to start playing, but I know that possibly this week I'm going to be doing an RP session of The Forest. I'm going to be doing some video game RP with Classy Pax and Milton T. Pike, and that's going to be fun. It was scheduled for Thursday, but I think we might have to move that back. I'm not sure. I'm still in talks to figure out how we can coordinate our schedules, but coming up soon. But also, I announced it in my channel, but I'm going to announce it to you guys. I am in a new tabletop role-playing show on twitch.tv/tablestory, and it's a cool Cowboy Bebop inspired Blades in the Dark rule set, but it's a Scum and Villainy, so it's the sci-fi version of the Blades in the Dark, and we have a trailer if JP would be so kind.
Sure.
Yeah, dude. Premiering a week from Monday. So hope to see you all there. It's called the 100 Club. And you'll understand what the 100 Club means if you choose to come out and watch. Again, that site, the channel is twitch.tv/table story. And yeah, it's going to be fun. And I'm still a little pissed that they just said, look right, look left, look up, look down, and look back at the camera. And they didn't tell me I could like make an expression. Whack.
Nice.
But yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Cool. That will do it for Drop Frames. We'll be back next Sunday with another show. No clue if we're going to have a guest. I don't think that far ahead. We'll let you guys know on Twitter. Yeah, Goth actually reached out. Thanks for reaching out, Goth, because I think we were about to reach out to each other. You just hit me first. So being on top of it.
Yeah, chat said that you guys were talking, so I decided to reach out because I don't waste time.
Well, it's like that like how long do you wait after the girl you want to date like it breaks up with her boyfriend before you ask him out? Like we didn't want to like rush into something that you might not be ready for, you know?
Oh yeah, no, it's super serious, right?
Yeah.
Big commitment.
Well, also we were going to ask you on last week, but you were doing your homecoming. Yeah, exactly. We
I mean, you gotta strike while the iron's hot, you know, like, so I would have made time, maybe, probably. I don't know what my wife would have tolerated, so this weekend was probably for best.
Yeah. Well,
you would have made time. You heard that? That's how you know you got the one.
Exactly. We'll have you on in 3 months to see how it's going. Right?
Absolutely, man. I'll mark it on my calendar right now.
Okay. All right. I don't plan that far ahead, so you'll have to remind me that you're invited on the show. Yeah. That's how that goes. We're out of here. Thank you guys for watching Drop Frames. Have a good one. We'll see you next week for more. Bye-bye.